Hi there, this is going to be a general love reading for the sign of Cancer. Hi Cancerians, this is going to be for March 2020. And remember, this is general, so this could be for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. And this is also for the cross watcher of the Cancerian, okay? I chose to do the water signs because Pisces was first for March because it's Pisces season, and I always try to do the birthday zodiac first. And I kind of just felt it out and said, okay, let's just do the water signs first. So I just did Scorpio, and now we're doing you guys. First card you have is the situation will improve. It's definitely light at the end of a tunnel, okay? Tunnel is the illusion, right? Because you are the light. But anyways, see this, there's light coming here, and she's kind of like floating up. You've got dolphins. Dolphins is really symbolic too of like soulmate love. Like a lifetime partner kind of a love, you know, not like a karmic soulmate. So for some of you feeling like the situation romantically may have been very bleak and like, oh my God, I'm never going to get out of this tunnel of singleness. It feels like that's about to change. It's about to be some like lifelong partnerships popping up. Listen to your intuition and ask your angels. So water signs are very intuitive. Okay? Listen to your intuition. I feel like some of you, your intuition has been guiding you, right? Now, the thing about this is that Cancerians are ruled by the moon, right? And so this means that Luna, or in Hawaii we call her Mahina or Goddess Freya, okay? She has been up to some things. And, you know, it's just recently we had Venus and the moon aligning, right? And it's like the moon really revealing and highlighting some shit. It's also about intuition, right? The moon. And the moon is also about cycles and phases because, you know, the moon has many different phases and faces and so what have you. So do Cancerians. So a lot of Cancerian males in particular tend to be quite moody and go through all of the different colors and rainbow, the colors of the rainbow and the alphabet A through Z of emotions and moods, okay? My papa, he was a Cancerian. I have a Cancerian cousin, like, honey, I used to go with a Cancerian, like, I know how they are. Females tend to be a little bit different, is from my experience, is that I have a Cancer that's a female, that's a male. One is a male, and he's like my papa. And the other one is a female, and she's so different. Female Cancerians tend to be very nurturing because, you know, it's the mother energy, right? Cancer. There's this feeling of, even for a lot of Cancerians who don't have children now, they're very motherly still. The reason I'm going off about this is because I feel like for some of you, bear with me please, your maternal instincts will kick in even if you don't have children, and it's all instinctual is the point. Now, the mood thing though I brought up because it's important to bring up in case you're a cross watcher of either a male Cancerian or a female Cancerian. Male Cancerians, if they're not quite awakened and high vibed, they're tough. All men are tough. But, you know, the Cancerians can be really tough too. They're very charming, and they're very like, oh, you fall in love with them in the same day. It's very possible. But then they have this other side of them, just like the other side of the moon, you know, it's just kind of like, it can be very difficult. So in any case, I feel like there's light at the end of the tunnel here for you guys, okay? The intuition part feels like it's maternal instincts kicking in, and also instinctual feeling of like, that's my person. Does that make sense? You have ask your angels. Many of you are connecting with your spiritual team, okay? So that's a good sign, right? You know, you're intuitive, so you'd be able to pick up on whether you feel like you have guidance, I guess is the best way to put it. But it is guidance. I was going to say it's something else, but no, it's guidance. Look at that. Your very first card, the sun. Remember the light at the end of the tunnel? But then, as they say, right, the tunnel is not the illusion. The light is, because you're the light. The sun is the happiest card in the entire freaking deck. It's also Leo energy, but it's absolute pure bliss. Now, in this particular card in this deck, see how this woman right here, she's pregnant. Now, I said the mother thing, the instinctual mother thing, like fucking maternal instincts kicking in. There it is. This looks like 3 generations in this picture too. You got like the grandma, the mom who's pregnant, and then it looks like a little girl. The thing about the sun, right, is it's healing also. It has this extreme healing feeling to it. It's almost like healing all of the parts of you there's an alone thing. I don't know why, but I feel this alone thing where I don't like to be alone. That's what somebody had to get over, the hump of the illusion of being alone, just like the illusion of the tunnel and the light. It's this illusion of being alone. You weren't necessarily alone. It was, there was self-healing that needed to happen, and that can only be done alone. When we go through our transformation, we go through the cocoon, or we're having a rebirth and we're in the womb, you got to be by your damn self going through this process, okay? In any case, there was a lot of self-healing and shit happening here, self-awakening, all by yourself, okay? These things, we can't awaken with someone else over here, you know, lollygagging with us or enabling us. Like, that's some shit you got to do on your own, right? Now, here comes the love thing. You got Knight of Cups. He is goo-goo gaga. When a Cancerian male falls in love with you and he wants only you, that's how you fall in love with them, because they're so attentive and they're so romantic and they're so charming. And of course, this is not every single male Cancerian. It also depends on what's in their chart. But a lot of them have this thing about them where they're just so charming. My papa is the same way. They're so charming. Their smile is magnificent. They're like the sun. You know, like the sunflowers, as you see, there's many in this card. The sunflowers follow the sun. Do you know what I'm saying? And so they're magnetic. Knight of Cups is somebody having a crush on you. Page of Cups, trying to create a way to say it, is what I feel. Trying to create a way to come up with how they're going to approach. Wow, you got the King of Swords and the Emperor. So they've got to man up and come out and say it. Somebody here's got to make a decision. Some of you could be dealing with an air sign, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Some of you dealing with an Aries with the Emperor, okay? Or you are those signs. You're the cross watcher of the Cancerian. Now, the King of Swords can be female, right? Even the Emperor. Just take what resonates, because energy is fluid. The King of Swords would be somebody that needs to make a decision. I choose you. And the Emperor it could be a father figure also, right? But the Emperor feels, he has that feeling of like he's in charge. And he plans things out. He's strategic. Remember I said someone's trying to figure out a way to say it, or they're trying to figure out a way to be kind of creative about how do I approach? How do I offer this cup? They're a little bit like stuttering Stanley in the whole thing of, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And so they may be tongue-tied and they may get like butterflies and their heart may be really fast. And like they're not used to it. The Emperor ain't used to that shit. The Emperor is very stoic and the Emperor is very experienced and, you know, knows what to do. But then in this case, the Emperor's all, excuse me. If someone's choosing you or you choose somebody, but then they're trying to figure out a way to cough it up. Four of Cups. If you're entertaining somebody, you might even feel like they don't like me, because they may not be showing it. Maybe like when you walk in the room, they walk out. Maybe like when you say hi, they just kind of give like a space. But you ever saw Love Actually? Oh, it's like one of my absolute favorite movies. Tell me why. It was on last night, and Spirit was like, you gotta watch it again. And I was watching it again, and that's so like how it is in Love Actually, right? it's like, well, in one of the particular scenes where, well, a couple of the scenes actually, where they're in love and they're so enamored, but then they just go like, you gotta go. Like with Natalie and Hugh Grant, right? I forget what Hugh Grant's name was actually in the movie, but he was the prime minister. Remember? He was like, you gotta put her somewhere else. And he did that because he was so into her and he didn't want to be distracted, right? And also, what was his name? Andrew Lincoln. I forget what the characters' names are. It's so weird. I'm going blank when I'm channeling. But in any case, in the movie, Andrew Lincoln was in love with his best friend's wife, right? Keira Knightley. And she was like, oh my God, like, you never speak to me. Like, you're rude to me. Like, you're mean to me. That's like this. It's like, they don't show it to you. But I feel like they're around. Knight of Wands. Oh, and the Ten of Cups. The Knight of Wands. They're just trying to figure out, how do I strike? It's like, because you're like the damn dragon on the mountain. Like, look at the dragons blowing fire. It's like, in this card, it feels like you're intimidating, right? That's what it feels like in the card. Like, you're intimidating, and then they're all like, fuck, I don't know what to do. Shit, I don't know. It's like, and then it's like, they don't like me, so they hate me. So they don't like me, so they're not interested. But then yet it's like, little do you know, it's like, but that's a part of the growth process, right? Because only if you get to that particular level of communicating it and freeing yourself from it, the higher the vibration goes, the more we get out of our heads and the more we get out of being trapped in those feelings, right? So it is all a part of acceleration. And see, people get this fucked up and confused. It's like, we're not always going to be here because we're stuck in these muggle bodies, right? So we're going to drop in vibration, right? And that's the thing about free will, is you are not forced to vibrate at a high level. You're really not. It's up to us every day to choose to vibrate high and to look at things differently and see things from a different perspective. So you will encounter someone who's very high vibrational, I feel, is an emperor. But you got them weak. Remember, I did all those readings like in 2019. I don't know if it was 2018 too, but I did all the readings about the Emperor. The Emperor's fallen and all of these things. It's repeating for you guys, because you see how everything kind of loops back around. And not only that, everybody's on different cycles, right? And not all soulmates and twin flames are all in the same cycle as far as timing goes. It's not. Everybody's on a little bit of a different time cycle. It's looping back around for you guys. Now is a time for many. You have the Magician, as above, so below. But the Magician is all about, you have all of the power in front of you and all of the tools in front of you to make shit happen. And I almost feel like that's what this is about. It's about realizing, like, I'm going to do this. I'm coming. Like, the Emperor has to speak. And I feel like the Emperor does speak. Who the Emperor, though? You the Emperor? Or they the Emperor? I don't know. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to do an extended version, okay? If you want to purchase that, click on the link below. I'm going to do a whole new spread and figure out what the hell is going on. And also, if you want to book a reading with me, click on the link below. And also follow me on Instagram, xi_missy_xi. I tend to go live there almost every day, okay? See you guys later. Love you.